New tonight, a backyard danger. Parents in a Rockford neighborhood are putting out the alert tonight after 3 kids were diagnosed with Lyme disease.
And they caught it right outside their house. News 8's Emily Leonard joins us with their story tonight.
Well, Brian and Sue, these parents wanted to share their story to get Lyme disease on the radar of other parents and pediatricians in the area. Because the parents of the first child diagnosed shared their story, the other 2 were able to ask doctors the right questions. There's a new routine in the Zolat's household.
All right, Isaac, arms out.
Before playtime, it's spray time.
I wasn't putting bug spray on my kids every day that they would play in their backyard, I'll be honest. I don't like putting DEET all over my children every day.
Look at me.
But I am certainly doing that now.
Watching 6-year-old Isaac run and play with his little brother Ari, you'd never guess he was recently diagnosed with Lyme disease.
You know, as a parent, you can tell something's off.
Mom Emily noticed Isaac just wasn't himself after a day of swimming at a neighborhood gathering.
He had been complaining about an itchy bug bite on his head, which looked to me like a swollen mosquito welt. It had almost what looked like a little yellow pus. So I didn't like that.
A fever of 102 degrees followed, and that's when they booked a virtual visit with their pediatrician's office.
She diagnosed him with just maybe perhaps a skin infection from scratching his mosquito bite and prescribed an antibiotic.
Isaac's fever persisted, and a couple days later, Emily heard from her neighbor just 2 doors down, the mother of Isaac's friend and playmate. Her son had just tested positive for Lyme disease.
When she told me that, I immediately knew in my gut that's what's going on. I just knew.
Most likely, Lyme disease is vastly underreported.
Dr. Rosemary Olivero is an infectious disease physician at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital. She says Lyme is only reported to the health department when a lab diagnosis appears, and many doctors simply see the symptoms and diagnose it. That's what happened for Emily's neighbor, Libby Schemmel.
She was very tired, very lethargic, and she's kind of my high-energy, always-on-the-go child.
Her daughter Gigi had the telltale bullseye bite on her leg. That's 3 families, 3 kids in one Rockford neighborhood with a Lyme disease diagnosis in less than a month's time.
Even if you don't live on the lakeshore, even if you don't live in northern Michigan, we still can see Lyme disease, and it still should be in our decision-making process as we're evaluating patients, and certainly families should be aware of this as well.
Isaac and Gigi are getting a month-long antibiotic treatment. They were okay after a few days, and Lyme isn't expected to affect them long-term. These moms are glad it was caught early and hope other parents will keep an eye out for any symptoms in their kids.
It is rare, but it is here. It's here in West Michigan, and it's in our neighborhood.
Moms, trust your gut. That's what I say. Trust your gut.
And Dr. Olivero says there's a lot of misinformation out there about Lyme disease. She urges people to get with their doctors if they have any questions about Lyme disease.
Oh, yeah, you really have to be vigilant, and good communication there with the neighbors, too, kind of getting that straightened out.
Yeah, it was on the neighborhood Facebook page. That's how they shared it. That's how they knew to look further.
Sure. It's important to keep that top of mind, you know. Emily, thank you.